Nearby Nisha, when's the last time you saw an ad that definitely made you want to buy something?
If it's anything to do with spacey themed clothing or something, that usually catches my attention. Usually on...
Well, I was going to say this video when I'm going to advertise my shirts.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I set you up so perfect.
I'm so sorry.
Ah, it's fine. Skeleton forgives. Working in advertising must be one of the most soul-crushing jobs to exist because you spend a good deal of your time and energy working on something 99% of people actively try to avoid.
Especially on YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Skip.
Tell me about it. Working really hard on something that the platform itself doesn't even recommend to people anymore. Thanks for that, YouTube. It's really nice that we got 750,000 subs and YouTube shows our videos to 1% of them. Imagine how many more skeletons we could afford if YouTube actually showed our videos to our subscribers.
You could have like a background that is entirely skeleton.
I could get one of those 12-foot skeletons that a store in America does. Do you know that store in America that does the 12-foot skeleton? And every year you're like, fuck yeah, 12-foot skeleton. I could have a 12-foot skeleton. I want a 12-foot skeleton.
How is it in like the space of a week and a bit you've mentioned the 12-foot skeleton twice to me?
I want a 12-foot skeleton. Which is why when advertisers actually manage to create something that's noteworthy or interesting, it usually results in something strange happening. For example, consider that time that Levi's made an advert so effective, people rushed to stores to buy literally everything the model was wearing, even though the model was nearly naked throughout the entire thing.
Oh.
That's why I've got the skeleton.
Naked.
I don't think you get more naked than being a skeleton, do you? As well, I just realised I'm holding his crotch. Sorry, nice. So I'll put my hands there. Mr. Skellington.
That's why he's looking at you funny like.
He's like, what? He won't sit up. He's super annoying. Like, fuck it. John Cena, help him out. There we go. There we go.
Who's the person hanging off the laptop?
Oh, it's mankind.
Oh.
It's mankind, look. See, like, here's the thing. Fuck it, I'll put this on here, look.
Oh.
There we go. Don't talk to me.
You're gonna like hang him off his ribcage.
Don't talk to me or my son ever again. Anyway, so you're familiar with this advert, Nisha? Because it's a very, very famous advert, especially in the UK when it first aired.
Yes.
So would you like to maybe describe the advert to people who may not be familiar with it?
So a guy walks into a laundrette, wants to wash apparently everything that he's wearing, because he just starts stripping off down to his underwear. People are ogling him like, ooh, what's he doing?
What's this man doing? Would you like to guess what the advert is called? Because yes, people at home, adverts do have names. It's just like no one gives a shit, which goes hand in hand with that thing of it must be so depressing to make these things. They're like, they have names, they have like casting calls, they have actors in them who are trying the best, and then you get to it and like 99% of people are like, skip, skip, skip.
I imagine it's called something like At the Laundrette or something.
Yeah, you got it right there. It's just called Laundrette. It sounds fancy when it's just one word, Laundrette. And as you described, yeah, just a guy goes into a nondescript American laundromat. I'm going to say laundromat for the Americans, laundrette over here, but laundromat for you Americans. He goes in, and the key detail is that he puts a few stones into the washing machine alongside his jeans, because the type of jeans that he was wearing were, and I have the thing here, shrink to fit Levi's jeans. And one of the key selling points of Levi's shrink to fit jeans is that when they're washed for the first time, they will shrink to fit you perfectly. So every pair is perfectly formed around your arsehole. And one of the things that a lot of people like to do to them is they wash them with stones to get the stone washed effect. And that's something a lot of jeans nowadays have pre-done to them. So when you get like the stone washed jeans, they're already like pre-stone washed because...
I'm imagining like people like putting scissors in washing machines to get the ripped effect. Just get the ripped jeans instead.
Well, I've seen like how you make ripped jeans. What you do with a cheese grater.
Oh yeah, I have seen that as well, yeah.
You get a cheese grater and you get like a Stanley knife in New York. But I've seen someone, they did it when they were still wearing the jeans. It's like, you fucking idiot. They put the rips in their jeans and they cut their knee open. So what are you doing? Or I've seen someone try and do it and they cut all the way through to the back of their jeans. And the reason I saw them do it is because it was me. And it was I was just like, oh yeah, you cut it with a Stanley knife at the knees and hit it with a cheese grater. But I didn't realise you got to put something underneath. So I cut through right to the back and made shorts. There, this advert, it's just... guy walks into the laundromat, just chucks his rocks. I love the idea of like walking in, just putting a fucking bag of rocks. Because the detail that people always forget is that he has a bag of rocks with him.
Completely forgot about that.
I mean, that's because you're distracted by the very handsome naked man. Or nearly naked man, as many people are, both in the advert and in the real world when it aired.
So who envisioned this idea?
Well, it's an advertising company called, now the name here, Bartle, Bogle and Haggerty. And they were tasked with revitalizing the, at the time, flagging Levi's jeans brands. Because when Levi's did some research internally, they found out that young people, who they wanted to be their target audience, didn't like their jeans and saw them as the kind of jeans worn by people's dads. And not cool dads, like, you know, lame dads that are a bit saggy around the midsection. And they did not like that image. They wanted to shake that. So they tasked this advertising company with create an ad that sells our jeans as being like hip for the next generation, because no fucker's buying them. And it's like, you know, fashion is cyclical, isn't it? We've talked many times about, like, I can't really say anything now. Oh no, mankind, you know what? No. Mankind, he came from the 90s. Look what he's wearing. That fashion's in now, not the mask. You know, his look is back in. And it's like, you've probably noticed it as you're walking around on the street and like you're seeing people wearing like bucket hats and flares and oversized jeans and baggy shirts and stuff like that, and brands that haven't been popular, like LSA.
I recently purchased a pair of really baggy jeans with one rip in.
With one rip, yeah.
Of course, but it's been so long since I've worn baggy jeans. It's always been skinny jeans.
Of course.
Now it's like straight cut, or I branched down, got some baggy jeans.
You're not getting any boot cut.
No.
You're gonna get some boot cut.
Boot cut.
Boot cut. I remember when I said that in one video once, and one guy found it so funny. He came into my stream and for 3 hours kept saying, "Please say boot cuts." One guy found it so funny that I just went, boot cuts. Anyway, like, while, you know, fashion is cyclical, but at the time, Levi's jeans were not popular. So they wanted to revitalize that brand, and that company decided to do some research of their own and found out that while young people did not like the current brand image that Levi's had, the image that it had historically was still quite popular. And they saw it being linked to the halcyon days of the 1950s. They had, like, you know, your James Deans and your all-American diners and your laundromats that people would go into. So they thought, let's double down on that image. And they worked really hard to capture that aesthetic, and right down to the casting of the guy in that ad, Nick Carmen, who had that 1950s-esque James Dean look on lock. And I've got a picture of him up now, and you can just see that he lived that aesthetic. Like, that's not a look he put on for that ad, which is why I think it was so effective, because that's what the guy wore in real life. It's like, you know, one of his modelling photos right here. You can just see he's got that, you know, that classic James Dean Marlon Brando look going about him. Yeah, like, you know, the white shirt, the tight-fitting jeans, the rolled-up sleeves, like, you know, the slick-back hair, all that good stuff. Like, so they cast that guy and they crafted that advert specifically to evoke feelings of like 1950s Americana.
Yeah, which you do get.
You do, yeah. It's just the look. That look it's so timeless. Just like, you know, the white shirt with the jeans. Such a simple look, but one that works so well when it's done properly.
Yeah.
Right? Especially as well when you're, like, you know, you're a male model like Nick Carmen was. And I have to comment on the fact his name is Nick Carmen, because now can we please, whoever edits this one, Photoshop Nick Carmen with Kamen Rider's helmet. Just for my own amusement.
Why not?
And can we just like have like the edit of the ad where he sits down and it's just like him in his underwear, but he's wearing the Kamen Rider helmet again?
Yeah.
The ad was so much more popular than even the wildest expectations of either Levi's or the advertising company. Like, it was a massive, massive success, to the point where everything in that advert was a success as a result of it.
Or even like the Y fronts that he wears.
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't wear Y fronts. You remember him wearing Y fronts, but specifically he wears boxer shorts. And originally, Carmen was going to wear Y fronts, but the British Advertising Standards Agency thought that would be a bit obscene, because, you know, we had it all hanging out.
Oh, I guess.
They were like,
yeah, a bit tight.
So you can't just have this huge buff dude with his knob out. And as a result, sales of boxer shorts increased. Because boxer shorts weren't that popular at the time. Well, they were after people saw Nick Carmen wearing them. So in addition to just Levi's jeans, which saw a sales increase of 800%, sales of boxer shorts also increased, as did the sales of just jeans in general, because other companies selling jeans noticed that their sales increased by anywhere between 20 to 40% when people couldn't get Levi's or couldn't afford them. Jesus. So they just bought whatever they could in jeans, and like so many people tried that look.
I feel like sometimes the simplest adverts can always have a big impact.
Yeah.
What is it? The Jaffa cake one.
Yep.
Like full moon, half moon,
yep.
total eclipse. Like,
it's still in your head.
That's
to this day.
I always remember that with Jaffa cakes.
Full moon. Full moon. Half moon. Half moon. Total eclipse.
And it's still a very simple. In fact, this advert, on paper, it's a guy washes his jeans. It's just that he washes them in a quite novel way that sticks out. And much has been written about why the advert worked. And one of the theories I quite like when I was researching this is that it's because just Kamen was so confident. Like, he's not doing that typical male model thing of like, I'm hot shit. He just wants to wash his jeans. Like, he is fully in character at that moment. And you can believe it. There's like a level of believability to that interaction. It doesn't look absurd, even though it does.
It's also like, I think it works well because it's got that slight twist, but not an overcomplicated twist to it. It's like, oh, a guy's going to wash his jeans, but he also washes everything else.
Yeah.
It's just like a simple little gimmick to it that works.
And that goes hand in hand with a trick I've learned during my many years working on the internet, and that is that if you want something to go viral, it usually needs a twist.
It's like with jokes and stuff, the reason jokes are funny is they have a surprise.
Yes. And like with this ad, that premise was so surprising that it resonated with a large group of people. And I said an 800% sales increase in Levi's jeans soon followed. And it's not just men who are buying the jeans, it's women who are buying the jeans for the men in their lives. And I find that kind of adorable, because have you ever seen someone who's maybe not too confident in themselves when they get an outfit that they like? You ever seen that? Imagine when someone gets like a new top or a new pair of jeans or a new pair of shoes or a coat or a jacket, it's something they like and they feel confident in. And just the way they like carry themselves after that moment, there's like a spring in their step, a bit more zest to the way they live their life.
I've probably experienced it a lot in passing, but you don't really take much note of it, but it's just something that happens. Like,
no, you may have experienced it yourself. And surely there's like an outfit you've had or like a piece of clothing you really like and the look of yourself in.
That's why like a lot of people like say, oh, we've got nothing to wear, even though we've got a wardrobe full of clothes.
A wardrobe?
Even though we've got a wardrobe full of clothes, it's like we want that feeling of a new outfit. We want to feel different. We're sick of wearing the same stuff. Yeah,
and it's like, it's a feeling a lot of people can relate to. And that's what this ad did. And there's like, the jeans like flew off store shelves. In fact, they flew off store shelves so quickly that Levi's, quite literally, could not keep up with demand. And as a result, they had to take the ad down.
Did they run out of jeans?
They ran out of jeans. And according to one source, they did some research and was like, the ad being on the air is generating a lot of buzz, a lot of good press, but us not being able to keep up with the demand the advert is causing us negative press. So we have to take the ad down.
That's fair. And it's understandable.
And it might be one of the few times in the history of advertising where that's been the case. But we're not done yet, because there's one other aspect of the advert that we need to talk about. It's the music. It's the song that plays, and I have it here. It is Marvin Gaye's I Heard It Through the Grapevine. That's the song that plays during the ad, and we can't put a clip in because we're going to get copyright struck. Yay, thanks YouTube. Keep sucking ass. But that song was a #1 hit following the release of that ad.
Of course it was.
So literally every single thing that appears in that ad saw a sales boost, including things that weren't even directly related to the ad. Like just jeans in general. Like jeans in general, I think as well, white t-shirts also saw a spike in sales as men tried to copy that look.
Everything.
Yeah. And that's
what about washing machines?
Well, it's not laundromats, probably.
Also, I can't say washing machine without thinking live longer with Calgon. Advert.
Yeah, and it works. Speaking of adverts, Nisha, what a segue that was. Now, if you'd like to carry yourself with the confidence of the nervous English man you see on screen who's slightly too red because it's warm outside, you can buy this t-shirt and wear it. Like, if you want the same kind of nervous energy that I have in all of these videos, you can do so by buying this t-shirt. Not this one, but one like it, that'll be in your size.
A replica.
A replica. Right, I'll tell you what, you can buy this shirt if you want. I'm not sure I would get it to someone. That's the thing. Would it be weirder if they wanted it washed or unwashed? Actually, no, let's do that, because then I'd have to go to the post office, and I don't want to go to the post office. This is mine, but you can have one that's like it if you check out the links below. Is there anything you'd like to plug, Nisha? Fuck it, let's go into show mode. Let's do it.
I mean, I don't have any merch.
Yeah, but you've got stuff you want to plug.
You got
a Twitter.
Yeah, man.
You got a TikTok. I've seen your TikTok, Nisha.
There's not much on it, though.
Yeah, well, there could be. Well, but the thing is,
at some point,
what's the thing? There might be when this video goes live.
I do have plans, but I'm, again, one of those people that I just have so much, like, stuff going on in my head that I need to organise it.
So many ideas, yes.
I just don't. There's just so much going on that I don't get it done, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like, when you've got so much to do, you end up doing nothing.
Yeah. So it's choice paralysis, isn't it? It's an observable phenomenon that exists in the human psyche. Just people are gonna people after all. But yeah.
That is, yeah. So maybe, yeah, buy t-shirts.
Buy a t-shirt.
Maybe look at my TikTok and see if there's anything interesting on it.
I think there might be. I think there was that one that I saw you do. So when you had like a cold. You had a cold. You also think I only use TikTok to post to the channels one, and then I don't go on it. But then like I turned my phone on, you just came up like, wait, what? And you was
Yeah, because I'd been ill for like 2 weeks with a horrible cold. I was just listening to Spotify and this song came on that's called Breathe Again, and I was like, that's the feeling you get when you finally got an unblocked nose.
Yes.
I was like, I can make a TikTok out of this.
And I still run my my beer opening one, so I often get asked, like, do you not do drinking videos? We do on occasion. We just did a couple where I like a gin and tonic to relax.
I didn't drink though.
You've got to drive, but
I'm always driving.
You're always driving. But yeah, I have a TikTok where it's just me opening beer bottles with random objects I find in my home. And then we have the channel's TikTok, where I've got like a couple of things on there. There's like mini Fact Fiend episodes and highlights and things like that. But again, we update it when we can, and then we forget because we're busy and we've got shit to do.
There's so much to do because we're running 2 channels.
We're in 2 channels. Yeah, there's a second channel that we've got which can plug on that. Then I've got a personal channel, I've got a Twitch, and I've got social media and a social life. And I've got like, my social media includes like a Twitter account, an Instagram account, a second Instagram account for the Fact Fiend channel. And I know what someone out there's probably thinking, Karl, why don't you hire someone to do all this for you? Watch the intro to this video again. Of YouTube just fucking us over. So you better buy our shirts. I'm not going to say that if you don't buy this shirt, I might have to fire one of the members of the channel. But I'm not saying that. I'm kidding. That's the thing. We can't even joke about stuff like that. People think we're being serious.
Who will go first?
That's the thing though. Like, people think it'd be like you or Lucas, but in secret it'd be me. I'm the real cost. Just don't have me here.
Editors take over.
Just have you off camera pretending that I'm in. Like, I've always said, do you know the joke if I die, get my skeleton on a string and marionette it in front of the green screen? This skeleton. I know. So that's the thing as well. If we got the 12-foot skeleton, or at least like, a big size one.
His head's in his crotch.
I could put it in like, one of my shirts. We could have it in a Fact Fiend shirt. And we could hang it out the window and it could be advertising. Because I keep wanting to, because we've got like a window to the office. I get really tempted every now and again to put like big wangers across it, but then I don't want to get in trouble from
That was the chair
council.
that picked up on the microphone.
It wasn't Nisha, it was the chair, yeah. It's not a bad life, except for when I've got like 50 things to do at once.
It's too much stuff.
Sell shirts. So that's the thing, it's tough selling shirts. I don't know how like Psycho do it.
How are they getting on with their orders?
They've all went out today, yeah. So there might be people out there who've got their orders for the Knowledge Demon. Knowledge Demon. Wait for my knockoff one though, Information Pervert. It's coming. You know what? Let me know in the comments. Would you buy a t-shirt that says Information Pervert on it?
No.